Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of UA Eats. I'm UA, and I am still in Toronto, Canada. I'm still here. I filmed at a really great steakhouse here in Toronto the other day, and it was amazing. It was among the best steakhouses I've eaten at, like, just in general. But today, I figured we'd do something a little bit different, a little bit more approachable than a high-end steakhouse. I am here in a nice residential part of Toronto to try a place called Pizzeria Badiali. And this place has been all the rage the past few years. It's been getting like acclaimed by so many sources. Anyone from TikTokers, YouTubers, to even international sources. Like it's even making rankings of best pizza spot, among the best pizza spots in the world, which I think is pretty crazy. So anyways, usually this place has like a line around the block is what I heard, at least on weekends. Like usually, as you can see, they even have ropes there set up, to control the line. So usually I hear you need to expect to wait like, several hours, like usually 1 hour at least, if not 2 hours to eat here. But today it's pretty much completely empty. I mean, as we can see inside, there's plenty of people on the inside, but on the outside, it's pretty sparse today, and I think that's for a few reasons. On one hand, it's a off-peak day, like it's a weekday. Today's Tuesday, so it's an off-peak day, and on top of that, it's cold AF today. Yeah, I know. I said AF. I don't want to. I want to keep this channel family friendly. But yeah, as you can see behind me, it's really cold here in Toronto. Might be hard to see here. Like some of the snow has melted here, but it's snowy here. It's there was actually a blizzard the other day. I just missed it, but it snowed pretty hard the day before I came, so it's still really cold, like about 0 degrees Celsius, less than 0 degrees Celsius, and for Fahrenheit, like around 20 to 30 some degrees. So pretty cold, and because of that, literally no line to eat here. I lucked out because I was ready to wait quite a bit to make this video. So lucky me, I get to save some time. So let's see if this place, best pizza place in Toronto, if not Canada, let's see if it lives up to all that hype. So let's check it out. Okay, let's give this a try. 8 people maximum in line inside, please. I don't know if they're really enforcing this that strictly, though. Are you guys in line, or did you order already? Oh, okay. So just showing you the menu real quick. They don't have a big menu, so yeah, just taking a look. They sell them by the pie and by the slice, and not too bad. I mean, keep in mind that these are Canadian prices, not US dollars. So take about 70% of this, and yeah, not bad. I mean, about like $4, I guess. So let's see. They got cheese. I think we're gonna do a cheese. I'm just most used to that, in New York, cheese being like the barometer. So we'll do a cheese, and we'll do a pepperoni, and then we'll do game day decision for the last one. Maybe vodka. I also hear cacio e pepe is pretty good. So yeah, we'll decide later. Hi, I'll do 1 slice of cheese. I'll do a pepperoni, and vodka or cacio e pepe. Which one is more popular? Okay, I'll do vodka. I'll do those 3.
Drinks or dips for you?
Let's see. I'll do a ginger ale. Yeah. That's it?
Can I get a name, please?
UA, like the letters, UA.
And you want it all to go?
Yeah, sure, to go, yeah.
Yes, please. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, sounds good, thank you.
The drink is just up here for you. We're gonna call your name on the side.
Okay, thank you. Oh, that's me? Okay, thank you so much. All right, guys, so we now have our pizza from Pizzeria Badiali, and hopefully this is some good-looking pizza. You know, nowadays, don't people say it like Batty? So hopefully it's a Pizzeria Badiali. I don't know. Is that still something people say, or is that outdated slang? I don't know. But anyways, so they gave it to me in like a bag, which is interesting because most places just, you know, back in New York at least, they just casually give you like a paper bag, and this place they give you like an actual like more branded bag. So that's nice, you know, little branding things like this, you know, definitely leave a nice impression. So yeah, I'm eating out here. Hopefully it won't be too cold. So don't worry, pizza can be eaten pretty efficiently. So let's see what we got. Why don't we? So, and if looks could kill, this is already looking pretty good, guys. Let me tell you. Ooh. Oh, too bad this one kind of got smushed by the plate, but it's okay. Appearances aren't everything. It's how it tastes, right? Now, so many people have been raving about this place. I think, you know, David Portnoy gave this a really good score. You know, obviously he's just a man with his opinion. You know, I know he tends to prefer things crispier and whatnot, but you know, not just him. Like a lot of people have been saying this is great. Last time I was in Canada, I was just chatting with someone on my flight back home, and he said next time you got to eat this place, Badiali. Sorry if I'm saying this wrong. Maybe it's Badiali, but yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty good. The color of the cheese is looking delicious. Interestingly, it's you know, it's not the most rigid slice, especially since Portnoy really raved about this. So I thought it would be more rigid, but no, it's a little bit floppier, but I don't mind that because that means that it's gooey, a lot of cheese, maybe a lot of sauce. It can be a good thing. It means that maybe there's less texture, but there could be good taste. You know what I mean? So, and then I believe this is the vodka. This almost looks like a margarita. I wonder if they gave me the wrong one, but I believe this is the vodka here, and I hear the pepperoni here is a must. So they're kind of using some, like, you know, more curled up pepperonis, kind of like somewhere between the thick, curled up thick cut pepperonis and like the standard more like wider flat ones. So interesting choice there. Looks like they kind of blasted cheese and kind of get like a little bit of a, you know, like a little bit of well done cheese there. Almost looking kind of like Domino's pizza, that cheese. But yeah, I'll give it a chance. And this dough, oh my goodness, this dough almost looks like garlic bread at first, but look, it's like bubbly and crispy, and wow, it's like, look at this. Like it's completely like airy on the inside. Looking a little crispy, but I'll try to like show you. Look, just look at how like airy this dough is. Like it's like airy and crispy. So without further ado, let's try the cheese first, a barometer of success. So check the back of it. Got some pretty good leopard spotting on the back here, showing that it's cooked to a nice temperature, and hopefully it's going to be, you know, hopefully it's going to be relatively crispy, even if it's a soft, gooey cheese and a, you know, limpy sort of. So let's give this a try. Ooh, it is cold, so we better eat fast. As you can see, more and more people are coming to eat here. So, it's not bad, but it is a little on the it's not bad, but it is kind of on the limpy end. I don't necessarily think it needs to be rigid and like no flop at all, but it is a little soft, I think. So, not quite sure how I feel about this texture. Let's try another bite. Actually, no. I thought this was cheese. I think this might be the vodka slice. I taste that vodka sauce now, so maybe this one wasn't the right barometer. Maybe this one's just a little more saucy. You know, maybe the extra vodka sauce made it saucy. But what I will say is that it's nice and sweet and spicy, just the way a great vodka sauce would be. And you were this on top of pasta, this would be a hit. So, anyways, let's quickly try the cheese. You know, because you know I think I ate this in the wrong order. So let's quickly try the cheese, and while it's still warm, and the cheese is looking definitely more rigid. You know, this one's not looking, it's still a little bit floppy, but it's definitely looking more rigid, I think. Okay, only slightly, but I think this is the cheese, so let's try it. Now again, I want to reiterate, flop is not, you know, nowadays people like to toss around flop like it's a bad thing, but flop is not necessarily a bad thing, because you ever heard of the New York fold? You know how like in New York you eat it like this? That's why. The fold comes from like, you know, making it easier to hold if there is flop, because flop can mean that it's cheesy and it's saucy, so. Okay, that's pretty good. And let me take a quick bite of the pepperoni, because it is getting kind of chilly. So let me take a quick bite of the pepperoni while it's still hot. So, and then I'll break down each individual slice. You know, just because that way I'm giving everything a fair shake. Okay, pretty good. That's pretty good. While it's still warm, let me take a bite of this crispy crust, you know, edge, and see if that does the trick. See how that crispy edge is. Oh, they got a really good dough recipe. They got a great crust recipe here. So wow, I mean, okay, I mean, that's pretty good. I would say that this place is good. I wouldn't say it's exactly hit my expectations, but to be fair, my bar might be very high since, you know, in New York is like, I mean, New York is pretty much like pizza paradise. I mean, even like an average place in New York is gonna be better than most places in the world. So this is good. I'm just gonna say right off the bat, like, is this as good as the best pizza places in New York? I'm sorry, Canadians or Torontonians, definitely not, but it is objectively still great, and let me break it down. So what they have going for this place is the ingredients. I mean, all the ingredients they're using are bomb, just killer. So basically, like the cheese, you know, has like this sweetness, has like this saltiness that's really pleasant. The color is also nice. I mean, it really pops. So I really see why this place really popped off because, you know, it definitely looks nice on Instagram. So the cheese is kind of nice. Like it's got like a nice, slightly sweet and also like salty flavor. So nice mozzarella they're using. Although I do think that it's probably not among the best cheeses I've had. Like I mean, the yellow color also to me makes it look kind of like, you know, kind of like almost Chuck E. Cheese like. But I mean, hey, I mean it's not bad. I would say the cheese. That vodka sauce is just objectively great. Like I said, you could put that on top of like pasta or like a cutlet, and it would be great. The tomato sauce, like the more you know, on the cheese slice, the tomato sauce is zesty, like it's a little spicy, it's sweet as well. So all the ingredients they're using are killer here. And the pepperoni too. You know, the pepperoni's nice. Like I do wish it were more crispy. Like you know, when I see these smaller cups of pepperoni, like I really prefer like those thick cut pepperonis that curl up. So this is kind of like a fusion between the standard more laying flat pepperoni and the smaller like curled up one. But the pepperoni is also nice and oily. It's got like a smoky flavor. Like tastes like a nice spicy sausage. So I kind of like that. The crust is kind of nice too in that it's crunchy. Like I like the crunchiness and it has nice flavor. Like I feel like you could sell the crust alone, like the edges of the crust alone as like breadsticks, and people would dig it. So generally pretty good. And even though the slice looks pretty like floppy, I would say it's generally, you know, it doesn't taste floppy for the most part. Like you know, they got like a good like char across the bottom, so it does hold up even if you do have to fold it. But not bad, but let me take another bite of the crust and I'll kind of share, like, maybe this might sound more like a nitpick, but I'll share, like, if I'm comparing it to the pizzas I ate back home, I'll share like some things that prevent it from being in my top 10, so to say. So the crust is like crispy, like the crispiness is great, and they even kind of, you know, got like these little heat bubbles all across it, so you get like crunchiness in every bite. So it really is really pleasant texturally, but I will just say that it's a little bit too much on the area end, I would say. Like, look at this, like it's pretty much completely hollow on the inside. And one thing I like about pizza, especially pizzas that, you know, are not necessarily going to be as crispy, like they're going to be more, you know, needing to be folded, is I like when like there's a bit of a chew to it. So in this case, there's not really any chew to this pizza. It's mostly crisp, I would say. So I would say that's the main thing, is that it tastes kind of hollow, and, you know, really the main selling point is the crispiness and not any chew or doughiness. But I mean, if your main thing is crispiness, this is going to be like heaven on earth. Like the whole thing, I mean, just look at how like crispy this guy is. Like the whole thing is just crispy and pleasant on your teeth. But me, like, I like when a pizza has a good chew. So, but I mean, that kind of just comes down to preference. I mean, but for me, I think a great pizza, crispy on the outside, like a little chewy on the inside, and you're not really getting that here, unfortunately. Mostly crispiness, but I mean, don't get me wrong though, objectively still very good. And other than that, like everything else they got going for it's great. Like all the other ingredients, pretty good. So, and love the color they have on the, as people call it, the undercarriage these days. I like to just say the bottom, so. I'm gonna finish eating this and then we'll walk a little further and share final thoughts. All right, so yeah, I stepped a little bit down the street since everyone there seems to be really enjoying themselves while they're eating it. So, you know, I figured I'd eat most of my lunch and then take the rest with me down the street and share my final thoughts. But yeah, I would say that for the most part, I thought Pizza Badiali was pretty good. You know, I thought it was objectively solid. You know, it was definitely an above average pizza place, I felt like. But, you know, then again, you know, I'm myself, I have my experiences and my biases. So, you know, I'm gonna judge based upon like the taste that I've developed over the years. And, you know, I lived in New York for, you know, almost a decade. And, you know, now living in North Jersey, which is still very much part of the New York metro area. I felt like for me, like maybe my standards for pizza are just very high. So I mean, everybody else seemed to be like really enjoying themselves. Like everybody, like literally everyone around me was, you know, they were like moaning and stuff. They were going like, oh, so good. You know, they were like totally like in heaven, like euphoric. So, hey, I mean, you know, I didn't have the heart to like, you know, be sitting next to them sharing my opinion, you know, while they seem to be having so much fun. So, and I also want to clarify that there could be different cultural tastes. I mean, you know, people think like, you know, America and Canada are so similar, but I mean, there's still different countries, you know, so, you know, maybe there's just different tastes as to what people like, you know, here versus in New York. But I just want to say that this was good, but I wouldn't say it was necessarily life-changing for me, at least. Like, I wouldn't necessarily go out of my way, me personally, to eat this again. And for me, I thought it was great that I got to try it. I'm really, really glad I got to try it. And I only, you know, not even like, you know, 2 hours. Like, I've been reading online that oftentimes people wait like 2-3 hours in line to eat this. Not even 2 hours. You know, I maybe waited like 2 minutes, or maybe like, you know, 5 minutes at most. So I'm glad I got to try it just by walking in. But if I had to wait any significant amount of time, you know, for me, I just don't think it's really worth that. Like, I think in New York, this would be like a solid neighborhood spot. It wouldn't be like a life-changing spot. Like for me, like this doesn't crack my, you know, top 10 in New York, and not even top 20. I don't know, maybe not even top 3, to be honest, you know, back home. But for me, the main thing is that I feel like at the end of the day, pizza will only go so far as the crust, you know, and the crust has good things going for it. Like the crispiness is nice, like the little heat bubbles that kind of like pop in your mouth are nice. And I will say that as I eat it, the parts of the crust were actually, some parts were less crispy and a little bit more chewy. So, you know, it did kind of depend, but I'll say that for me, this crust was just for my personal preference, it was you know, too airy, too crispy, and you know, the rest of the crust I found to be a little bit doughy at times, and a little bit you know, a little bit thick, and not quite like thin and crispy, and still got that like doughiness, that chew that you really like, you know, in like those pizza places back in New York. But that being said, though, keep in mind that this is just my opinion. I mean, the place is clearly really popular. I mean, everybody around me is like eating it, and they seem to really be enjoying it. And they're not just like taking pictures for like Instagram. Like, they really genuinely seem to be enjoying it. And what they're doing well are their ingredients. You know, like the tomato sauce, the toppings all taste great. So honestly, guys, just my opinion, just my taste, you know, just my taste as a someone who lives in New Jersey and lived in New York for almost a decade and did not grow up in Canada or Toronto. So yeah, just keep in mind that this is just my opinion. So yeah, just, you know, take it with a grain of salt. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. So thank you so much for watching. And if you've eaten that Pizza Badiali before, what do you think? Do you think it lives up to all that hype? Do you think it's worth waiting in line for hours? And is it among the best places you've had? Let me know in the comments, because great minds eat alike. And as always, if you like my vids, like and subscribe. That way you stay up to date whenever I post another video. So until next time, I'll see you later.